Hello, Dr. Copeland. This is my week 5 reflective practitioner video journal. The question states, please briefly describe the role of assessment in the area of career transitional counseling and include reference to a few different types of assessments that counselors or psychologists might use in the career domain of counseling. Also include the district and school that you plan to conduct your interview for the interview paper. I do think that the role of career counseling is very important, specifically in the high school arena, which is the field that I hope to be working in after I graduate. And I think it's very important as you know, like reading through the text, I found that school counselors were once referred to as guidance counselors. And I think that is still very much the case of what they are trying to accomplish in their role and in their position on campus is to guide the student and kind of help them decide how they want to live their life and what they foresee for their future and kind of guiding them along that path. So there are a plethora of different assessment measurement tools that a counselor can employ. This includes assessing students on academic performance level. I learned this through the text, like you can conduct these different assessments based on gender, based on socioeconomic status, home life, family support, biological characteristics, even lifestyle, like how many family members you live with, stress, health beliefs, religious beliefs, cultural influences, family relationships, all sorts of things like that. So I think that analytic research point of the profession is very, very interesting to me, and I think that could be very useful. For example, one of the studies that were conducted in the test was depicting a high school, ran a slew of tests such as this and found that the female population was really suffering and, had low graduation rates, low retention rates, low college acceptance. So I think you can really do and gain a lot of information from conducting some of these assessments. So I think that could be very useful. And again, it's going to be extremely different in each district. So one district might, a certain population might be suffering, whereas in another district, a completely different population of students might be, experiencing some of the stressors. And again, these factors were explained at length in the text. Some of the forms of tests that I've done for myself, because I honestly have went through a few different career avenues. I worked in education initially, and then I went into the medical realm. I actually went to dental school, and then I worked in sales for a bit, and now back in education. So these factors, a tool that I found to help me out, and actually took a career counseling test or course rather in college, and the Myers-Briggs test is something that I found very effective. It's rather lengthy. I believe it's close to about 100 questions, but it really helps the student kind of narrow down what their interests are and kind of helps you formulate which field that you should go into. So it does give you suggestive careers, for example, like art director or salesperson or librarian, etc. So it does give you specific occupations, but it also can help just guide you towards the right field. So just by answering those slew of questions, it can help the student kind of assess, like maybe they should be going towards healthcare, or maybe they should be more concentrated in the arts and humanities. So I found that personally very useful, and I think it's used at like a wide variety of universities, and it has, it's pretty esteemed in terms of testing mechanisms. And then some other additional measures of testing that I found were the trait and factor theory, where they kind of do similar assessment in terms of what the students' hobbies are and how their personality, is, and what kind of guiding them towards the right field. There's a few other BLS sites that could be helpful, but for me, I found most effective the Myers-Briggs in my experience, and I think I would recommend that. I have recommended that to friends, and I would recommend that to students or anyone that is, unsure of their career path. In terms of the interview, I plan to use the Conejo Valley Unified School District. That is the district that I currently work in, and I'm interviewing at the middle school level. This encompasses grades 6 through 8. The specific counselor I am interviewing works with grades 6 and then half of 7, and there's another counselor, so they split 7th grade, and the other counselor takes 8th grade. For the interview paper, I am conducting my interview on a young female counselor. She does look quite young. However, she's been practicing for over 10 years, and she is very, very, very intelligent and well-versed. Her mother was actually a counselor as well, and I've already conducted my interview on her. She is very knowledgeable, and I'm very grateful that she has allowed me to interview her. So thank you, Dr. Copeland, and I look forward to seeing you in class. Bye-bye.